Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, starts with a weather impact alert.
Tonight, we are tracking a winter storm. Snow is hitting the state tomorrow as many of you step out the door for your daily commute. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. Yep, the snow will start hitting the road just about the time you do, and even before we see snow, we have over 300 closings and cancellations for your Thursday. You'll see them scrolling at the bottom of your screen. So let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank right now for a first look at the forecast. Rach?
Yeah, this is certainly not a big storm, Brent, but I think the timing is what makes it more of a nuisance than anything else. All the kids are going, yay, snow today, and the parents are going, oh man, because you got to reschedule your whole life and work. This will all get underway early tomorrow morning. We'll say between 5 to 8 a.m. the snow begins. We get a front-end burst of snow. That snow immediately able to stick to the ground, reducing visibility and piling up quickly, and then we'll transition over to a wintry mix or a wintry mess of sleet. Those are the ice pellets that bounce all over the place, and freezing rain, which looks like rain with temperatures below freezing. That can put a little bit of an icy glaze on everything. So in terms of impact, we're looking at slippery travel, not only through the afternoon, but maybe into the evening as well. I think the worst of the storm is certainly over with by around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but lingering areas of mist and drizzle could continue to put down just the tiniest bit of ice, and it doesn't take much to make things slippery. So we're expecting 1 to 3 inches of snow, but then we put that thin glaze of ice on top of it, making it kind of have a little crust on top and a bit tougher to move. Radar showing this storm that is approaching, and you might be looking at this going, it's not that bad. It's really not. Again, we've got this disturbance coming in, but the timing is just not great. Temperatures in the upper teens to right around 20 degrees inland, low to mid 20s for the shoreline. We're looking at overnight lows in the teens as we head towards daybreak. Snow develops tomorrow morning, transitions over to a wintry mix, maybe even rain at the shoreline where temperatures could climb above freezing. By 2 o'clock, most of it's over with, but we could see lingering areas of patchy mist and drizzle with temperatures close to freezing for some inland areas. So slippery spots could remain into the evening. Make sure you throw some salt on the front steps before you go to bed tonight. That would be a great idea. We're going to take a look at the follow-up storm for this weekend. We've got a very busy stretch of weather ahead coming up, Brent.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Well, as the snow and ice approach Connecticut, people across the state are preparing to weather the storm. The Connecticut DOT has pre-treated many roads, but Governor Lamont is still urging people to be cautious and drive slowly if they need to be outside. Fox 61's Stefan Reel shows us more of what's being done before this new round of winter weather hits.
The race to prepare is on here in the state of Connecticut. In fact, several of the managers at different hardware stores I've spoken with have said that ice has been on the top of people's mind. So this de-icer and every single one of these shelves filled with salt and calcium chloride, they tell me it's expected to sell out before the storm hits on Thursday.
Across Connecticut, salt has become the hot ticket item to battle the wintry conditions many will wake up to on Thursday. Steady streams of customers have grabbed what they could off of store shelves, which has left some stores bare, and people like Marcia Taub glad to see some left at Cat's Ace hardware store in Glastonbury.
So I went to 2 places, they were out of salt.
Nothing.
Out. I shouldn't have gone to the other places, I should have just come here.
It just flies off the shelves. People come in and they're grabbing everything.
Calvin Krieger helps manage the team alongside his dad at Cat's.
If you put this down, it'll melt through almost anything.
Krieger says the store has had to increase its orders of ice melting solutions in order to meet demand. Demand that will continue until the storm passes.
It's the days leading up that are crazy. We did a couple orders today, yesterday. We've got product coming in all the time.
Salt also now a top priority for Connecticut's Department of Transportation. DOT spokesperson Josh Morgan says crews were plenty busy Wednesday, loading more than 600 trucks with salt, fitting them with plows, and getting ready for what's to come.
When that call comes in at 3, 4 in the morning on Thursday, they'll come in, drop their bags, get in their trucks, and head out on the road. So it looks like it's going to be impacting the Thursday morning rush hour commute. So we are advising the public if they can delay travel in the morning, if they can work from home or stay home, that would be super helpful for us.
The good news is even if you do end up buying too much salt or have some left over, you can still save it for the next winter storm, even if it's next year. If you buy it in a bag, you just want to make sure you store it in a bucket, and that way you'll have it protected from the elements, ready to go for next time. But for now in Glastonbury, Stephen Reels, Fox 61.
And be sure to check in with the Fox 61 Morning News starting at 4 a.m. tomorrow. We'll update you as conditions change throughout the day. You can also download the free Fox 61 News app to keep up with our Weather Impact team anywhere, anytime. Well, tonight in Middlebury, the Board of Education is meeting behind closed doors after District 15's superintendent was arrested for driving under the influence. Now, Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot is live in Middlebury now to bring us the details. Kay, I understand the board members are still meeting right now, but what do you have for us?
Board of Education members have been in that special meeting since 7:15 this evening. They quickly went into executive session, which means the meeting is closed to the public and the media. Region 15 Superintendent Joshua Smith was arrested last month in Southington and charged with driving under the influence and failure to drive in the proper lane. Police say on January 18th at 1 a.m. they were called to Mulberry Street for a single car crash. They say a car drove off the road, hit a utility pole and another parked car. Smith told police he was not injured, but he was later arrested in connection with the crash. No parents attended tonight's Board of Education meeting, and those who we reached out to did not want to go on camera. But all across social media, many are calling for the superintendent's job, saying a lot of unanswered questions need to be addressed. He should resign. And some say he has been in the position for 15 years and has done a lot for the district. We did receive a statement from the Region 15 Board of Education, and they said, quote, "The board is confident that Mr. Smith will continue to lead our district with excellence and integrity." At tonight's meeting, Superintendent Joshua Smith and Attorney Jessica Smith were present. And again, the Board of Ed, they're still in executive session, so it's unclear if we'll get an answer from the board tonight or if they'll come down with a decision. But when we hear anything new, we'll update you. Live in Middlebury, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
All right, Kay, thank you. Well, today, people all across the country protested President Donald Trump's policies. Thousands of demonstrators gathered in cities across the U.S. to protest the administration's early actions, decrying everything from the president's immigration crackdown to his order regarding transgender athletes to a proposal to take over the Gaza Strip. Now, here in Connecticut, hundreds of people stood along Capitol Avenue. It was organized as part of the 50-51 movement, as similar demonstrations took place in all 50 states today. Many of the protesters we talked to had harsh words for Elon Musk, who they say has been given too much power in the Trump White House.
I can't believe that in this country that has been built, in a certain way for so long, that he's allowed to just have this power and control over things. It just doesn't make any sense.
I used to say that we had a two-party system, but right now we have one that's giving away the government. So I say everyone should unify, and people need to say loud and strong, and they are today.
Protesters also called out Democrats in the House and Senate. They say those elected leaders are not doing their part in resisting the president's agenda. Well, this afternoon, President Trump signed that order, executive order, banning transgender athletes from participating in girls' and women's sports. White House leaders say this order will reverse the Biden administration's guidance and, quote, aims to protect women's access to safe and fair athletic opportunities. The order, called Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports, will mandate that schools and athletic organizations enforce it immediately.
We're putting every school receiving taxpayer dollars on notice that if you let men take over women's sports teams or invade your locker rooms, you will be investigated for violations of Title IX and risk your federal funding. There will be no federal funding.
Now, Connecticut Attorney General William Tong released a statement following the president's announcement, saying in part, "We will not allow Title IX to be unlawfully misused to degrade women and girls and defund our schools, colleges, and universities. We will strongly oppose any attempt to strip Connecticut schools of funding merely because they are following a policy that aligns with the law." Well, tonight, local education leaders are raising concerns over reports the Trump administration is working to dismantle the U.S. Department of Education. According to the Associated Press, an executive order is being prepared by the White House that would direct the education chief to start winding down the agency and urge Congress to pass a measure abolishing it. The president's power is limited, as shutting down the U.S. Department of Education would require an act of Congress. Now, the president was asked why he would appoint Connecticut native Linda McMahon as Secretary of Education if he wants to get rid of the department.
Because I told Linda, I hope you do a great job and put yourself out of a job. And what I want to do is let the states run schools.
But in reality, what we're doing is completely dissolving the accountability on funds and data. And make no mistake, that appears to be sort of a benchmark move of this administration at this point.
And the big question now is how far the president can go without Congress in his mission to shutter the education department. Some of the department's most significant programs are required by federal legislation, including Title I money for low-income schools and federal student loans. The Hartford Yard Goats are joining Black History Month celebrations. The team held its Black Funding Forum at the ballpark tonight. The Yard Goats teamed up with the Small Business Administration to put this together. The event had a variety of activities like exhibitions and panel discussions, networking opportunities, and food. This event also gave Black-owned businesses the opportunity to showcase themselves to those who attended.
Minority business is the heartbeat of any community. The way that we give back and the way that we nurture is something that is transcending across any line.
To learn more about future events happening at Duncan Park, head to our website, fox61.com, for more information.